yo, it's your boy Joe Pro 973.
Yeah, you got your boy Swiss Legacy, man. Y'all already know.
Absolutely, and this is Cultural Currency Podcast. You dig? We back with another one. Thank you for all the support, all the likes, all the comments, all the shares. We really appreciate it, and we just bringing you more and more. So stay tuned and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when these uploads start dropping, because we is working. Believe me when I tell
you. Notification. Like, I ain't want to just go off what he talking, because you know how they be like, oh, you know, I see y'all work. Y'all ain't hitting the notification button. I thought you was my man.
Hit the notification bell. You know what I mean? We're going to turn this thing up because we behind the scenes working, and we just want to bring that, official cultural currency content just to y'all. So with that being said, what's going on, bro? How you feeling today, man?
Man, I'm good, man. Like, you know what I mean?
That's what's
Living
up.
life.
What's up.
You know what I'm saying?
Life.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Taking care of all things positive, trying to move forward, man.
Absolutely.
We here doing another week, you feel me, with another cultural currency conversation.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
We trying to, time is money. This is a world where time is definitely money. So we definitely appreciate y'all for investing with us. So with all of the, pleasantries and all of that stuff out the way, man, what's on the agenda, man? What's on the docket for the day, man?
Trump talking about the situation.
Yeah, he's talking about the airports and everything. I know y'all seen that. They was kind of like ragging on the Newark airport situation, but
I mean, he wasn't just talking about Newark. He was talking about the United States airports compared to other countries.
Exactly, and that's the thing. So they always compare the United States to, well, not compare, but they always say that United States is better than all of these other locations.
Right, because it's the land of opportunity.
It's the land of opportunity, but there are different places throughout the world where other places are excelling outside of the United States.
They are very much excelling because the United States, look, we from the ghetto, bro. You gotta keep it real. Until you go outside of the United States, you don't see the difference. Because they perpetuate they idea.
Yeah. But that is kind of like an ongoing thing that has been kind of like a reoccurring message that they've been hammering home since I was a kid. Right. How United States is number one. Do you feel like United States is still number one out here in the world?
Well, yeah, I feel like United States is number one because
that's where you live at.
That's where I live at. Yeah. Like this is where I'm from. The other rules in the other countries, some of them is much harsh. Some of them also is dictatorship countries,
so that's true. So you have places like Singapore. You may not remember, but years back it was this American traveler. He went over there, and I think if you spit on the ground or you do litter or something, they cane you. Like they actually grab the cane and they whoop you over there.
So. But that's what I'm saying, was that so they can keep their country clean?
I mean, so they can keep their country clean. But to your point, though, other countries have different rules.
Right, so.
But what I wanted to kind of add to that was that, America is doing their thing, but you have other places that are excelling. Like, let's say the Chinese culture, they kind of are leading in the technology game.
Yeah.
And so is it fair to really call America the greatest country in the world if we're not necessarily producing the most stuff still?
Well, we're not producing it because Americans are, let's just face it, they're not going to do certain things other country people will do. Yeah. They feel like it's beneath them.
That's a good point.
So you might have the idea to do something, but you don't want to pay what an American going to charge the manufacturer.
Exactly.
So it may say from China, but it doesn't necessarily have to be from China. It's just manufactured there.
And that's why I kind of, never understood that point what Trump was trying to make about bringing all of these jobs here. To your point, they're doing some of the jobs that, to be quite honest, American people just don't want to do.
Well, so American people can do it, but the cost of living is different in other countries.
But that's what I'm saying. So let's just say, for the sake of conversation, during this election cycle, you had a lot of people, they were saying that, the immigrants, they're coming over here and they're taking certain jobs.
Right.
But y'all don't want to be in those fields doing those jobs, certain jobs that, some of the people who may be from a Mexico or something, no disrespect to my Mexican brothers and sisters, but a job that they would be eager to come over here and do.
So the opportunity, right? The opportunity is what America stands for.
Yes, the land of opportunity, 1,000%.
So whether you like it or not, man, it's gonna be classes of people. Like you said, we don't feel like we should do those backbreaking work because we already did it. Yeah. We feel like we built the country. We should be in a higher class. That's just gonna be natural. Yeah. No, as a person, we not higher, but coming to America, why are you equal to me if I've been here and you come and you get all these benefits when you come? But it's also called the work visa.
So they come over here and they do their little work for a little second, and you know what I mean, stack their bread, send it back to their country.
But they gotta pay America.
Yeah.
If you're not paying America, they go back. We don't get that. We just homeless in America.
We just here, exactly.
Right. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So it's a lot of dynamics about what he's saying, but it be the truth. He also said we in debt $20 trillion.
Now that's something that's been going on for decades now.
We always
the
been
national
in debt.
Yeah.
How can we be in debt if y'all just keep printing money? Just print the money to get out of debt.
Nah, I don't think it works like that because
I know it don't work like that.
That's how can I say it? That's kind of why they killed Gaddafi, because he wanted the money. Like America owed them money, and he don't want the paper money. He want the gold that's supposed to back the money.
Right. So we only a replica of the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So we owe because another country is funding us.
This is a topic. Right? And I guess I could, spark this conversation because by the time this airs, the second interview with my brother Lot will be out by that time. And if you didn't see that, go check out interviews 1 and 2 with the brother Lot, man. He was here and he was kicking some game. But there was a conversation that we had in the second interview, the second part of, that interview, and we were speaking about Medicaid. Right. And y'all was saying something along the lines of how he wanted to get rid of Medicaid and it wasn't such a bad thing because people only need to be on these services.
Not Medicaid, welfare.
Yeah, but he's also trying to eliminate the healthcare.
Right.
Which is the Medicaid.
So
and the Medicare.
So if you it's people who scam Medicaid. It's people who know, like, we actually know people who's abusing it.
Yeah, so
and your family member might doing it the legit way, struggling to get it.
Yeah.
So if they crack down and you have to follow the rules of it, because I'm not saying I agree with eliminating it. I mean, if you're able and capable.
That's kind of what I was going to say, because I feel like we always look at the little man who is stealing something or taking something and doing this and doing that. But what about these corporate industries that are getting millions and millions of dollars through corporate bailouts? Like, those are the real scammers.
Yeah.
Like, we worried about, old girl from down the block who may, have been on welfare for, 10 years or whatever the case may be. But, like, these corporations are taking billions of dollars. Elon Musk, his company just got trillions of dollars from the United States.
Right.
Like, we send millions and billions and trillions of dollars every year to foreign entities outside the United States. So I feel like the average person isn't really necessarily thinking about that, but we're thinking about the person who may be in our country who may be taking advantage of the system. And I do think that something needs to change, but there's bigger things at play here.
Yeah,
I kind of feel like
it's definitely bigger things at play, but you can't play on a bigger field you ain't on.
Yeah, I understand that, but we don't. Yeah,
if it's somebody, we see homeless people, and then we see the people selling food stamps.
Yes, sir.
So why it ain't enough food stamps to feed the homeless people? You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's different ways of. It's just political and how you gonna better the situation you in. So I don't necessarily want to blame ideas or ideologies. Is okay. What's the solution of whatever that's happening? We the human race,
and that's what it is. Like getting to the bottom of things. Like how How do we push forward? How do we get better? How do we, you know what I mean?
So just saying he wrong because he want to eliminate something, we never seen how it worked to eliminate it. It might drive you to go harder.
But so my initial point was when we talking about things with being eliminated is that there are people who, like elderly people. There are lots of people in this country who will never be able to work again. There are people with mental, disabilities and things of that nature. And so I'm not saying that Canada is even a perfect place, but they have freedom.
Right.
So circle back to our other topic that we just spoke about, if America is the greatest country in the world, how can Canada offer free healthcare to its citizens, but in United States, it's just like a crime racket?
So,
and I say that word intentionally. It's a crime racket how the medical industry is over here.
Well, it's the United States. And when you actually think about the doctors, none of them are really from here. They come and study here. Then they stay here to work.
Yes.
As a benefit from there to go back to their countries. We just said that.
So you was telling me the other day, right, that you came from the doctor. And so was that a situation where as though you called the doctor and you was able to come in right then and there, or did you call and you was scheduled out weeks and weeks and weeks in advance?
I was able to come right up.
So that's good, because most people, and I know a lot of you out there may probably feel the same way, that when you call these specialists and when you go to these doctor's office and when you schedule an appointment, they're going to schedule out 3-4 months down the line type of stuff. Like, that's just how they doing it.
Well,
it's a lot of corruption inside of the medical institution in here.
Well, so I feel like I'm dealing with a black doctor though. So I feel like they're a small business.
Okay.
And they gonna cater to the community.
Okay.
Because of that insurance side where they know they need money. And they also know our complaints of, we don't nobody wanna be in here that long and comfortability. So it's like, all right, I feel comfortable where I go, because it's not too many foreigners as doctors. It's people, black and brown
that
people
looks like us.
That looks like
us. And I think that representation matters. Now, to that point, I had an idea about a topic that I wanted to talk about, and it's about the education system. Not that the education system is good or bad, because I know a lot of teachers, my sister being one of them. I know a lot of teachers throughout the state of New Jersey. I had some good teachers coming up when I was a kid.
Right. I got some family members, like I said, who was vice principal at Avon.
Exactly.
Who took a pay cut to come to the inner city to work.
But
we gotta get you out here too, Izzy. We're gonna get you on this Cultural Currency podcast.
Absolutely. And so my question is, do you feel like there's a stigma where we come from about just being smart?
Yes. It's a stigma about it, but it starts, in our own community. We backlash ourselves for being smart.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to kind of get at. Like,
that's the stigma. Oh, he talks too proper, or they're doing things the correct way.
I never liked that. Like, that statement right there. It goes a little deeper than he or she is talking too proper. Sometimes they will say, like, he's talking white.
Right.
And so, like, what does that even mean for a person from the community? Like, I mean, I understand what you're trying to say, but to me, in my opinion, I think that's a level of self-hate. Because do you feel like black people do not speak intelligently? And you have to only be a white person to sound correct?
Yeah, I believe that they never heard people talk that way. The people who never heard the extensive of a dictionary besides slang, they feel like if you use actual words, that you are talking white.
Yeah.
But
what can we do as a community and as a culture to change that? Because I think a lot of people try to, think about ways that we can change the attitude of the people, change the mindset, and change like the crime or whatever else is going on. But like,
hey Hud, I be thinking about theories, man. I don't really care if you can make me understand and whatever words you use. I don't care, because people come, look, we a melting pot. People come here all the time. We can't understand their language. So everybody has a language barrier. I'm not gonna say just because you wasn't taught the right way, but you know how to speak slang.
Yeah.
I understand slang.
Yeah.
So I can communicate.
And you know this, Wes. Right. Like, I feel like I can speak with with the homies over here, and I can speak in this office over here.
Right.
Like I feel like you have to be able to do both to be able to reach certain heights that you want to.
I can understand it, but it's people like it depends on what field you in. Also, you might be just based off of creativity where you're not trying to be in that corporate field. So nothing has to.
So
relate.
I'm not saying
because you don't have to be in that corporate field to be successful either.
That's a good point. But when you speak about creativity, are you just only focusing on your art, and are you just leaving all of the number stuff and all of the quote unquote smart stuff to this guy over here to handle your business? Isn't that how people get, fucked out of these deals and fucked out of these money? And Fat Joe was like a multimillionaire that went to jail because he had an accountant that was mishandling his funds and not paying his taxes. So can we really afford to be like that? When cultural currency blows up and we the number one podcast throughout all of the United States, like, do you feel like you're not gonna be wanting to look at the books, or you gonna want to just leave that to a guy to let him, you know what I mean?
Nah, me personally, yeah, I may feel like I want to look at the books, but if I don't have to look at the books because I got something other to do, I might have to teach somebody who I trust to look at the books.
Yeah, I mean. And that's a good point. So you have someone here that you trust, yet and still, I think you still have to be able to oversee those things, and that's kind of the point.
Well, yeah, that is the point. But so knowledge is acceptable because that's what we talking about. Knowledge is selectable to what you want to learn.
Yes.
So let's just say, in your life you drive trucks. I don't want to know nothing about no trucks. So when we talk about trust, I'm gonna shut up. But let's just say if we talking about gambling, that might be my fear.
That's your forte, huh?
But I'm not thinking about it as just like gambling. I just know, they gamble in casinos. How do you put this game? Look, how do you put the game of spades in a casino to earn money? Because no casino have it, and that's just how I think. Because I don't have to be in the corporate world. I have to just invent something people like to do.
Yeah. And I respect that, because from a creative standpoint, like one creative idea could get you out of here. So
man, that piece of when you was young, that piece of table that kept the cheese from going to the box, he's a billionaire now. Because back then, before they made the boxes, everybody wanted the table for the cheese not to be on the box.
Yeah.
And that's all was just plastic that probably cost $0.25 to make.
Man.
That he sold for $1.
Something that's very, very creative to make, and but that goes back to addressing a problem and a need, and solving an issue. So you do kind of need some level of intelligence, back to my earlier point with the topic.
Right, but the point of intelligence being selectable is it depends on what I'm trying to go after. Does a writer need to know numbers if they only want to write words?
I think a person has to be well-rounded in this day and age.
I understand about a person being well-rounded, but I'm saying we know people that are not well-rounded that are thriving in their particular industry.
Yeah, you're right. But think about, I don't know. I think, because you know how I am. When we put these cameras on and we set these cameras up, and you just be like, yo, man, hood, man, we could just film anything. We ain't got to have this and that. But the way I look at it, I kind of want to be able to, now we're going to dial in this part right here. We're going to have this part looking like this. Like, I don't know if that's an overthinker problem I have, but I kind of want to micromanage things as I'm going through, and kind of like, facilitate things and try to help them run better. But I was having this conversation with a good friend. Shout out, the brother K Bug. And he was telling me that a team. So I think that lends to your point of having a team, and you put people in place to do certain things. That way you can flourish in your role, because everybody, I can come in here and set up this and set up that, but would it run as fluently as if I had a person to do that and I could just worry about just being on-air talent?
Right. So, but that's the duality of it. Cause I don't know, we gonna put it out there. We being on camera because we pushing the envelope. You rather be behind the scenes.
I'd rather be behind it.
But because we got, some currency to cultivate, we gonna push this envelope forward, and you gonna do both.
Yeah.
In the same time, while we doing it ourselves, because this is really the currency moment. I'm learning about the camera because it's only us. So the entertainment part that we can film me because that's the part I know how to do.
Yeah.
But because it's only us, I gotta learn the camera part because I gotta film you when you film. Because it's only us.
But that's the point though. So ideally, in a perfect world, you need a team to get to certain heights. If we came in here every day and we shot these episodes and I just had to get behind this and set this up and set that up, and that shit would take forever. You've seen how long it took even just to set up this right now. But if we had a team in place to where as though Mac, man, you sit behind that camera right there, you listen to it, you make sure, the level's not rising too high, or, Sharif, you know what I mean, you set up that tripod, you do this, you do that. We worry about certain things and certain other things. We could flourish more so in those roles.
Correct. But we also building off what we know. You know cameras, I'ma learn because it's only us.
Yeah.
And as far as entertainment, we live. We only speaking our experience.
Yeah.
So being on camera, we portraying us. But okay, when you sit down, I know you just like you did. Show me just what the camera do so I can make sure you good with the focus. That way, eventually I should be able to learn how to set up half while you setting up the other half.
Exactly.
And then we get to record faster.
Yeah.
Which is moving it forward.
It's pumping out these episodes. It's getting more and more to the people.
But it's the dialogue of the culture for the currency of thought. Like we saying, like, you feel me? Like, if we really working as a team, I'm gonna allow you because I trust you with showing me because you serious about what we doing.
1000%. Yeah, and
so
that's what it's all about.
That's what it's about.
That's what the cultural currency is about, man. So,
man. So we really be talking about it like that, but it'd be a whole bunch of topics we could talk about because really, like I said, it ain't like the podcast popping as far as subscription, but in our heart, nigga, we popping.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Like we look at it as we not just some people with a mic and a camera. Like we really feel like we have a contribution that we can give. We feel like the currency, that we're bringing is valuable, and we just thank you as the investors out there because, like I said in the opening, time is money, and we just thank y'all for investing with us.